Hey there, Nancy here, and welcome back to another episode of Entrepreneur Rescue Mission, where I share tips and tools on how to build your personal brand on social media and obviously grow your business. Also, mainly focusing on LinkedIn, at least for this month. We're really honing in, and especially I'm sharing some tips throughout the month on how health insurance brokers, right, specifically, right, that's a majority of the clients that I work with in my agency. Also work with coaches and consultants, obviously. So these tips, right, really apply to a lot of different industries. But we're really zoning in on health insurance and health insurance brokers. So this video today was pretty fun because it really is a compilation of some of the most basic tips when it comes to creating video content that you can share for, multiple purposes on social media. Okay. So we're really going to break down some of those basics. And I want to really have you kind of think about, right? When we create video content, I think if your initial thought is fear, like, this is scary, I don't want to do it. What I want you to think about is it's kind of like going to the gym. It's kind of like working out a muscle. The more you do it, right, the easier it gets. And then also when you start to put yourself out there, you realize it's really not as big of a deal as you thought. Okay. I think of fear of failure, fear of judgment. There's a lot of fears that come along when we put ourselves out there, but I'm going to teach you some tips on how you can do it simply, at least to get started. Dip your toes in there and get a routine in place, and kind of give you a breakdown of some of the basics. So, anyway, that's what I'm going to be covering in this video. So, let's first talk about why video content matters for health insurance brokers. Right. So, why do we care about making content? What's the point? I think a lot of people don't understand, what the relevance is. And they kind of poo-poo the idea and say, you know what, no one ever engages with it. No one cares. But the thing is I want you to think about it. When's the last time a client said, oh my God, I loved your pamphlet, on health insurance. It really made me feel so connected to you. Right? They're probably not saying that. Um, we got to get to know our people, right? We got to share ourselves. We got to put ourselves out there so that people can have that authentic connection. And so video really lets you bring your personality to the forefront, in no way, right? That other forms of content like a PDF or a pamphlet or, whatever it might be, they just can't do the same thing. So by posting a video, and I'm not talking about a super long video. In fact, LinkedIn, you can't post directly. You want to keep it under 10 minutes. I think they extended it slightly, but the only way that you can post over 10 minutes is actually to stream it live. And then obviously the video posts from there. But I just want to focus on creating and scheduling just very short 2 to 5 minute videos. Okay. So video content matters. It's a great way to build know, like, and trust, familiarity with your audience, right? We want to be able to showcase us, as real people so that they can see how fun it would be to work with us, or how professional you are and knowledgeable, you are in your space. So next, I want to jump into what we call the 5 minute video formula. Okay. So the 5 minute video formula, simply put, is it's just a way that you can kind of pre-prep and plan out your videos. I usually like to kind of create some bullet points on a note card. Could be just in fact, I've got like little note cards that I have all over, but could be a little note card that you just put in front of your computer, and you're just writing some of the key points. You open with a hook, which is, hey guys, here's some things that I'm going to be covering and breaking down. If you want to learn how to do boop, and it could be a very specific problem that your, particular clients ask all the time. You just want to start with that, right? Hook them in, let them know why they care, why they're actually watching the video. And then you want to drop your value bomb, right? Could be a few different tips, the things that they're really going to care about and, the key takeaways. So that could be actually anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes, or it could be even a minute to 2 minutes. Like I said, 2 to 5 minutes is the sweet spot. And then at the end, you want to share your call to action, right? What are the next steps that you want people to do? Always add a call to action on your videos, because if someone's taking the time to watch the video all the way through, chances are, guys, they're going to want to know more, or, they're going to be set up for a perfect next step to learn how they can work with you next, right? It could be visiting your website, booking a call with you, and you can share the link in the description, so on and so forth, right? So let's keep it simple. This is the 5-minute video formula. That's it, right? Not rocket science. The next tip that I want to share is the no budget studio setup. Guys, I'm shooting this video right now. Okay. I have a Logitech camera, webcam. I'm on my desktop computer and I'm using Zoom. Okay. I know that I could go on and I could use, OBS Studio or Riverside, or I could use different like streaming services to get maybe top-notch, TV quality video. Or I know that I can shoot it like this, super short, sweet, simple, to the point, sharing takeaways. And again, it's free and simple and easy, and most people have Zoom, right? So use the basics. You guys can even use, if you don't have a camera on your desktop, you could use your phone. You can record, you can even record horizontally, just record you sharing a couple tips and then upload it to your computer. And then you can schedule it to LinkedIn. And that's the cool thing now, is you can actually schedule all your content out, including video. For LinkedIn. So we don't have to post it live anymore, right? We can actually schedule it farther out. Okay. So the next tip that I want to share is, getting comfortable on camera. So this is one that is near and dear to me, because I know it was really hard for me to get comfortable on camera for a very long time. But it was repetition. Okay. I was doing it over and over again. In fact, one tip that I usually give people, especially if you're using Zoom like this, you don't have to X out of the meeting, right? So you just create the meeting, you're here, you hit record. If you mess up, just hit stop record and then start again. What that does is it allows you to just keep stopping and starting, where you don't have to X out. Like, I don't know what I was thinking, but when I first started doing video using Zoom, I would X out of the whole meeting and then I would open it back up again. And I didn't realize that when you hit stop record and then start again, you can just record it all. And then at the end, it'll download each one separately. You get rid of the blooper reels, and then you just focus on the ones that you want to use. Okay. So, little rule of thumb that I typically use is, if it's a short video, do 3 takes. If you get started and you're talking and you feel really good, just, go ahead and record it. If it's perfect the first time or you feel good about it, awesome, use it. But sometimes if you do the 3-take method, especially in the beginning, by the 3rd take, you're super comfortable, you're relaxed, and it's kind of like having a conversation, right, with a friend across the table. Like right now, I'm looking at the camera, I'm talking to you guys, right? Friends across the table. Just like a simple little hack that sometimes can get you to kind of loosen up a little bit. Please don't use the teleprompters where you're like reading like a robot person, like, as you're going through it. Don't do that. You can so tell. So loosen up a little bit. Again, kind of like get those reps in, pick the one that you want to use and post it. The other thing too is, don't throw out an entire video. Let's say you just did this awesome recording and you're like all the way to the end here. Don't throw out the whole darn thing just because you made one mistake. Or like, let's say, like at this point, I totally forget what I'm going to talk about. I'm like, oh man, what was that thing that I was talking about? Oh yeah, right. That's okay. Be real. Okay. People like to see people being real. Now, if you really went off topic and it was completely not what you're supposed to be talking about, then you might want to rethink it. But the main goal here is, are you sharing value? Are you giving your audience, really cool little topics or tips, or, ways to obviously showcase your thought leadership and share really cool stuff that they care about? If you're not doing that and you're just rambling and talking about yourself, guys, that's not helping anybody, right? Nobody wants to watch that. So, just a tip there. Now, the other question I get is, well, what the heck should I talk about? Okay. As a health insurance broker, nobody cares, about my, different things, or, oh, it's boring. Well, think about the questions that you get from clients. What are the most common questions? Do they say, well, what options do I have with health insurance? How can I make open enrollment, for my team easier? That could be like an HR executive. hey, what is a really great timeline to really start focusing on these different things? What are some communication resources, I can use to help my team? Whatever it might be, just go through and answer questions that you get commonly from your clients. That's a great place to start. Okay. The other one is, explaining weird health insurance terms, right? Deductible, health insurance, the different variety of plans that are out there, like all these things that we think, oh yeah, everybody knows what that is. Guys, not always. And I'm sure you get those questions. So just think about all of those. In fact, write them down on a piece of paper. What's the pain point, the question, the problem? What are some weird terms that maybe you could elaborate on or give a really fun metaphor or spin to? And then, share different stories of success and wins and share, real life experiences. In fact, again, I have there's really awesome clients that, they actually share real stories and they'll connect it to real things in their life. Like, they coach sports for their kids and they talk about leadership and, actually helping and working with companies and how it crosses over. And, it's just so fun because they're so raw and real. So those are the different types of things that you can talk about. And again, you want to put your ideal clients, you want to put yourself in their place and you want to think about it. Is this a video that they would care about? Right? Is this something that's helpful? Does it showcase me as an expert? Okay. So that is it for today. Again, keeping it simple, right? We've got, why video content matters. It's super important, right? It's a great way to build that familiarity. The 5-minute formula. We did that little breakdown, guys. The no budget studio setup. Let's keep it simple, right? We can just use our desktop and use Zoom, at least start there. And then some tips to get comfortable on camera and some tips of what to talk about. So hope you enjoyed today's video and make sure to hit subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube or hit like, love, engage, share your comments below. Have a great rest of your day.